to do like a daily update on the price action very briefly here on X, uploaded to YouTube as well, so you can see it there if you want to later on. So yeah, again, if you want to become a member, again, check upper right corner for daily stock picks, setups and all that. I will share it there to the Substack and YouTube, but not yet on X. That will come. Silver here today, beautiful price action. Actually, it has been beautiful, basically ever since we started to recognize this horizontal here, and yeah, we tagged it here. A little bit of a broadening structure, breakout, retest, very cool. Breakout flag today, testing the top here. So overall, the price action is really good. Now we have some resistance here at 32 and change. We have this little, you can see this supply and demand stuff going on here, this little zone here with support and resistance, and that's the next one to get above. I have marked it at 32.3, so, but for now, bull flagging into the retest. It seems like we want to go higher until proven otherwise. Gold, also with some beautiful stuff here. We had this little 5-minute internal structure here, winding up, breaking out, retesting today, and going higher into same thing. We have a little bit of a zone here where you are seeing support and resistance, but again, we have 3 times here. We might need a little bit detour, and then we could break on the 4th. But gold up 1% today is really nice to see, and yeah, the price action here on the lower time frames are really, really, really satisfying to see here. We have a little bit of a trend channel going on there as well, so that is one we want to keep an eye on. So the gold to silver ratio, again, this is 2 hourly, so we're not looking at the broader picture, but I'm just eyeing this little channel here and seeing if we can hold here and then roll over. So we have again support and resistance here in the ratio as well. If we start to come down here, then again silver will start the outperformance. But gold is still strong. I mean, gold is still very, very strong in relation to silver. We are at 85 here, and yeah, ideally, again, if we start to break down from here, right, boom, then you have a head and shoulders that's pointing to a lot lower ratio, which pointing to silver outperforming. So that is the channel that I'm looking at right now. Again, from the bullish view, we have broken a trend line here, a little bit of a broadening structure there, breaking to the upside. So let's see how strong it really is. Bitcoin doing really well today. Popped big time on that CPI, excuse me, release just before the U.S. market opened. So this was really scary for Bitcoin. In the short term, long term, the trend is really strong. If you look at the weekly, the trend is still really strong. But this could open up for some downside. But again, quickly double bottomed here and then started to basically rally heavily and is up like 5% ever since. So really strong price action, breaking out above 1K, retesting, and again now we are. Again, to me personally, I would just hope that it could just stay here for some time, just build a base, and then it could go higher. But for now, it is safe. But you have to admire this very all over the place kind of price action here with a pop here, and then all of a sudden you start to become really volatile, which you usually do when you hit like a round number like 100,000. So the Dixie, I mean, is still the strongest fiat right now that there is. Huge retest. This is a 2-year-long trendline retest, independent, just grinding it higher here really. Same thing applies here. You can see we have some resistance here heading into, so either we break to the upside and we have even more Dixie or dollar strength, or we are finally going to come down and actually do a test all the way down here at like 105.7. So yeah, rates, I'm not, the only thing that I were eyeing just before I went on here is actually this little support and resistance trend line. Other than that, there's no real structures that I'm interested in. I might have to dive a little bit into the USD here, but ever since we basically tagged the upward trend line here, I haven't been watching it that closely. But now we are maybe at the point where it starts to form something which we need to be paying attention to. But up here, just 1% for the day into resistance. Oil is actually very, very interesting right now, at least in the short term, because we are breaking from September, October, November, so that's like 2-3 months worth of wedge pattern going on here, breaking to the upside. Still no higher high, right? We're just there. So just some early pop here. This could easily just be a fake out as well. So we need to see a little bit more. But yeah, you know, short term that could be something. But to me personally, I want to see that 4-year rail getting taken out at roughly, you know, 76 or so. At that point in time, I mean, we're probably looking at a lot higher prices. But until then, I still think oil looks a little bit heavy, meaning weighting more to the downside, and a potential break below here. But again, we're peaking here today, so let's see how Friday develops, and also next week will be fun to see here if there's really anything going on. You can see here we have, again, short term, roughly here, you know, the 70 is actually a, you can see it there going back and forth. It's actually a very important level. So that is the one to clear. So maybe break out here into 70, and then retesting, and then breaking, you know, later on. Platinum is up 2-3% today. In the grand scheme of things, I mean, we still have this bull flag going on. This was a deep downtrend, by the way. But yeah, again, not going to celebrate too soon here, but we are flipping. You know, the 1000, you can see here, the 1000 has been resistance until today, breaking above, trying to retest here to see if it can be to be support right here, hopefully right there. But again, this is the main setup right now for platinum. Excuse me, palladium. Platinum here, nothing major, basically flat. A little bit of a peak above that wedge pattern, but right now just chugging along. Yeah, nothing really to go into depth here. Copper also flat. We broke out yesterday, or like 2 days ago. We have done some retesting and a little bit of back and forth right here for copper. So it's holding now still, but yeah, let's see how it takes. Right now, today, the past few days has just been, you know, very choppy back and forth here, really. So nat gas remains really bullish, as you know. If you don't, once we broke like $3 here, I have a target of like 6, maybe a tad higher. So we have broken out on the daily here, retesting, and now we are grinding it higher. So for now, until proven otherwise, gas is really strong, really, really strong. Not gonna lie, up 6%, by the way. Here we have the Dutch gas, also still bullish. This is the daily, and ever since we basically broke here at roughly 40, I was bullish, breaking out, retesting, and grinding it higher, uptrend, all that good stuff, filling a gap. If we go to the 2-hourly, we are filling a gap right here. And I think when that is filled up, we are going to go higher. So again, here I think when it fills at roughly 44, then again I think we are going to go higher, because the longer term trend is up. Coal here, we have to switch to Heikin Ashi on the daily. Let's do the 2-hourly. Basically flat for the day, down 0.5%, breaking down here from this yellow formation that I had my eyes on to the upside, but clearly we have broken down. No lower low just yet here. I'm expecting a retest, and then we shall see what happens. But for now, it's looking, you know, like a potential breakdown, but we need to see that retest. Miners very quickly here. Short term, the SILJ. This was a potential head and shoulders. But as you can see here, we rallied, cleared the right shoulder. In my opinion, that's very often, very, very often, you know, a negation. Rally, bull flag, overall, insanely strong short-term price action. The long-term stuff, the big stuff to me is roughly around here, you know, 42, and the break of this red one here, which is a I think it's a 4-year, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 4-year resistance, potentially about to break here. If that breaks, we're going to rally to 50 very quickly, in my opinion. So SILJ, same thing here again. Seems like we've bottomed into uptrend support, breaking out, retesting. Short term, I think we're onto something here. GDX, Do we want to look into GDX? No, not really. Major retest here, by the way, trying to grind it higher. And URA, let's see URA here, tagging my lower yellow, peaked it below. I was a little bit worried here actually at the open, but we did manage to rally. So this overall main wedge, which I am confident will decide the fate here for uranium, close to the 2021 highs here, which is the white one there. But if we can start to really rally, then uranium will pop heavily. Anything below here will obviously be a dip down to like 28. So yeah, quick update here, 10 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. And yeah, have a great day. And we will see you tomorrow for the weekly close. Have a great day, guys. Cheers.